This is Playground Dreams' first initiative. I just wanted to, well, Playground Dreams is just to inspire the youth, and honestly, we just wanted to give back. And I met an amazing woman, Allah, and she pretty much inspired me to start my first initiative with one of her youth. And what's her name?
Ishmael.
All right, and you guys already know. So we're gonna get into it. We got a little surprise for him. I want you to look at it. It's right over there. You can go and check it out. Show the camera. Show the camera. Show the camera. That's actually fire.
Wow. These are cool.
Come on. And shout out to my homegirl.
Anytime. These are actually fire.
Yeah, those are actually fire stuff.
When are you gonna bust them?
Yeah, you gotta bust those.
I'm going out.
What's something that you want to do in the future, and like, what's your dream?
I actually always wanted to travel.
Yeah?
Like, see the world, see different places.
Okay. Where would you go?
I
Different.
want to go to Trinidad because I've never been there. Like, some of my family's from there.
Yeah.
So I also wanted to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. That's all that's about. I have a special person with me today, Allah.
Thank you.
I know this is your first one. You never did a podcast before, so
Yeah.
I'm honored to have you here.
Honestly, thank you for having me.
Of course, I have lots of questions for you. Of course, one thing I actually want to talk about real quick is just your energy and stuff, and having like a lot of energy. Sometimes people expect that from people. Like, I have energy too. People expect that maybe from you. But where does that come from? Like, where does your energy come from?
I feel like growing up, I was always the person that wanted to like be friends with everybody. I just wanted to put myself out there. So I think the older I got, I was able to like just really be myself. So now when I walk into a room, I'm not walking to a room scared. I'm not walking into the room with like imposter syndrome. So I just want to be myself, and if it's giving good energy, then that's what I'm gonna give.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
And like, I just want to get into your background, of course, like where you were raised and
Okay.
where are you from?
All right,
Talk to the people
so
about
I am from South Etobicoke. I was born and raised there.
Yeah.
Went to same elementary school, middle school, and high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
grew up in like the same neighborhood my whole life.
Yeah.
And after I graduated, I went to States for a little bit. I went to Alberta for a little bit.
How old were you when you went to the States?
After high school. So when everyone was going to like York and like TMU, I went to Alberta.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dope. And like, was that for basketball or? what
No,
was that
I
for?
just went to work. Honestly, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do in school. All my friends were going to school, and I knew I didn't want to get myself in debt. And both of my sisters went to school for medical school, so I kind of had like a lot on my plate. So I just took some time off.
Were you pressured to go to school
Yes.
for that as well?
100%. I have 2 sisters that are doctors, so my mom wanted to make it like 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many siblings do you have in total?
I have a lot. I have 6 from my mom and dad. So 6 from my mom and dad. My mom ended up having 1 child, and then my dad ended up having 3 kids, and then I have 3 stepbrothers as well.
3 stepbrothers as well. Wow. Okay. And in terms of like, obviously you do things for the community and stuff.
Yeah.
When did that start?
Okay, so I co-founded Smile for Sache in 2020 when my brother passed away due to gun violence. And we just do projects all around the city, and that's kind of like the community work that I got into.
Okay. And I noticed you travel a lot, of course. I seen you in like Africa. We just spoke off camera. You went to Rwanda.
Yes.
What was that like? That looked amazing, by the way.
No, it was really good. So in 2020, we made a GoFundMe, and we were able to raise $100,000 in 3 days for my younger brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And that wasn't the intention. The intention was kind of like, when he passed away, the police were like, why did he have $200 in his pocket? Like, why did he have a BMW? So they were asking these questions, and I didn't want to go on the news and put my story out there. So I was like, you know what, let me just write this down, make a little GoFundMe, because he, like, prior to that, donated to a school in Somalia. So I was like, let me
Really?
he gave my mom $2,000 to build, like, a roof for a school in Somalia,
And
right before he passed away.
How old was he?
He was only, 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of young men aren't doing that.
And I couldn't believe it, because even when he gave my mom the money, I went to him, I was like, are you sure? Like, you wanna do this? And he's like,
that's crazy. When I was 20, I wasn't thinking about initiatives at all.
No.
So that's impressive.
yeah, and he went to me and he was like, whatever my mom wants to do, let her do it.
Wow.
So when that happened, I was like, you know, let me continue doing what he was doing. I made the GoFundMe and I put it out there. And literally within 3 days, he was able to raise $100,000 for himself.
Wow.
And
It's powerful.
Yeah, and in Islam, it's like when you when you die, your good deeds, like the only good deeds are left are the charity you give, the knowledge you have, and if you have a child that like prays for you. So I knew that he didn't have a child. I don't know how much knowledge he knew, so it was like charity. That's what I could do for him. So
That's amazing. And even like Smile for Sache, what does that mean? Like, where did that name come from?
he used to smile all the time. So the logo is his smile.
I like the logo a lot.
Yeah,
bro.
the logo
The
is his
sweaters,
smile,
yeah.
and his nickname was Sache, like Versace. So
that's pretty sick.
we
That's pretty
just
sick.
stuck with his name, and he was always smiling. So
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like ball for my bro, or like
Ball for my bro. Yeah, that sounds
ball for
pretty
my
common.
bro, or like my something something world, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I just want to do something positive because even in Islam, it's like smiling is sunnah, you know? It's something that you are like you get good deeds for. So I was like, smile.
Okay, and then back to when you grew up. I know you said you moved to or you traveled to the States. How long were you out there for, and what were you, like, you were doing certain community work and stuff?
Not in the States.
Not
no,
in the States? Okay.
No, I just went out there. My dad lives in Ohio.
Okay.
So I went out there to just see something different because I grew up in the same neighborhood in Toronto, the same area. So I was like, let me just go see something different. So I went over there, went to community college for like a year and a half. And then I realized, let me just come back to Canada because my younger brother, he was in Toronto by himself. And he's like, I don't have any siblings here. So I kind of moved back for him. Yeah.
Okay, and then what about your other siblings? Are they?
Everyone's all over the world. One of my sisters used to live in Barcelona. I have a sister in Florida.
So you have a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Everyone's all over the place. So I don't have any siblings in Toronto right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
So you're the only one actively out
Living
here.
in Toronto, yeah.
Wow. How did this get so big? Because you're pretty big. I looked
Honestly,
at your page. It looks amazing. You're growing your community, I can tell. And yeah, how did it get like that?
I think it's like the intention. When I started, I had no intention of making it a real nonprofit. I had no intention of it blowing up, me going to different countries. I didn't know what was going to come from it. All I knew is that I wanted to be like the best big sister and do what I could for him, Yeah. So our flagship initiative is in Ramadan. So we have the Feed and the Fasting program. And I think that's where a lot of our momentum came from because every day for 30 days, we're feeding people that are less fortunate, and every day is dedicated to someone who's passed away due to gun violence.
Wow.
So I started this maybe 3 years ago, and the intention was just to give back food because I'm like, that's something I could do for my brother, and it's like feeding a fasting person is like a great thing to do. So I implemented that, and then our first post on Instagram is Smile for Sache, and then if you swipe, it says Smile for blank. So that was my intention when I started this. It wasn't just for my brother, it was for everybody because we all lost someone that passed away from gun violence,
Yeah.
So in Ramadan, maybe like the 5th day of Ramadan, I was like, let's do it for someone else. I had a friend that passed away, Dino, may Allah have mercy on him.
My condolences.
Thank you. I was able to do it for him. And then the next day I found basically a little database of Somali boys or Muslim people that passed away due to gun violence. And then I started reaching out to people's families and I'm like, hey, we're making food. Do you mind if we do it on behalf of your brother, your cousin that passed away? And then that ended up bringing people to us. So now every day we have someone's family coming and them donating and them making the food or helping package the food. So I think because we gave everybody an opportunity in Toronto, and it's downtown, it's Scarborough, it is Rexdale, it is Jane and Finch. It's we have to break the barriers because it's something above us. People are passing away, people are really dying, So this can't be oh, my hood, my hood. No, we have one initiative and it's giving back for the people that passed away. And I feel like those people, if they were here right now, they would want this to be done for themselves,
Yeah. And in terms of, I guess giving back food and stuff like that, where do you guys get the food from? What's the breakdown of that?
So we started the Feeding the Fasting project with $2,000. And I thought $2,000 was going to last us a whole month.
Was it? It didn't last that long.
It lasted 4 days.
Wow.
It lasted 4 days because...
It was expensive with inflation too, right?
It's expensive, and there's containers and bags and seasonings and oil. I was just thinking about meat and rice and salad, that's what I thought. But it was bigger than that. So the first, 4 days, we went through most of the money. And then I think on the 5th day, I was like, let me just try to do it for my friends. So I made the Instagram post and I was like, smile for Dino. May Allah have mercy on him. And may the sadaqah jariyah, that's being done for him be accepted. So let the ongoing charity be accepted for him. So I did that, and then after that, people were messaging on our Instagram, and they were like, "Can we do it for this person? Can we do it for this person? Can we do it for this person?" So then we ended up raising $20,000 that month.
That same month.
Yeah. So the first year we raised $20,000. Second year we raised $28,000.
Wow.
And this year I think we raised almost $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that okay, so then you kind of learn like the format and like how to make it stretch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then now it's just a huge community.
Now it's a huge community. And
How many people are involved in your whole organization?
in the organization or the feed and fasting?
Feed and fasting.
Feed and fasting, I would say this year we said 500 plus, but I really feel like I saw 1,000 people yeah.
Wow.
Because every day there was like 30 plus, it could be 40, it could be 50. Some days there were 60 people if it was the weekend. And these are people driving from all around Toronto to come package food. They're cleaning, throwing out garbage for charity, like just to do something good. And no one knows each other.
No one knows each other?
No, half the people. So me, when I'm there, I'm sitting down, and I'm someone that, like, if you walk into a room, I'm going to greet you, or I'm going to be, like, super friendly. So I'm sitting there, and a girl walks in, and I was like, "Hey, is it your first time here?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Oh, my God, congratulations. Good for you for putting yourself out there. You know, like, I know coming out somewhere where you don't know anybody could be a hard thing, but, like, congratulations to you for putting yourself out there."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Don't make me cry." I didn't take it seriously because I was like, I don't know her, you know?
Yeah.
And then she's like, "You don't understand. Like, don't make me cry." And I was like, "Okay." And then she's like, my grandfather and my cousin passed away, and I couldn't go to their funeral because I didn't have enough money for the flight. So this is the only thing I could do for them. And thank you."
Wow.
And she started crying, and I was like, "Oh my God, you never know what someone's going through."
Yeah.
You know? So you really gotta, like, treat people well. Doesn't matter if you know them or not.
Yeah. And how did that make you feel, like accomplishing something
Made
like
me
that?
feel so good because I was the person that was by myself that didn't like know if I was accepted in places, and to create that environment for people that I don't know, that's huge.
That's
like,
amazing. That's amazing.
Like that in itself, that was it for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you touch one person, like that was.
You felt accomplished.
Yeah,
right there.
that was it.
Sometimes one person's words, you don't know how powerful it could be to you, especially on your journey, right? Because you said you started with $2,000, and then obviously 20,000, and it went so forth and so forth. But I find sometimes just one person's words can just keep your light going.
Yeah.
And keep it on.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. What about like a tough time or like a difficult time in trying to make a difference? Because obviously it's not easy giving back sometimes. Like when you really try to do something, like you can have an ideal, but when you go out there and try to do it, it's a lot more complicated.
100%. Like there's hundreds of organizations, there's hundreds of people trying to do stuff, you know?
Exactly.
And it's like, what makes me special, or what makes, like, why do I want to come and support you, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's really God, because I don't understand, like, not that I don't understand, like, I'm overwhelmed by all the support that I'm getting because I never thought that this would happen, you know? I wasn't someone that knew a lot of people in Toronto. Like, I left after high school. Yeah, I left. I'm meeting a lot of people now.
So this is
Someone
now
called
happening.
Someone called me an industry plant.
I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I wasn't familiar, but your page and just like your mission is crazy. Like you're going fast.
You know what it is? I've been on the sidelines for so long watching. Like, I was on Instagram when Instagram came out. Like,
Okay.
I remember every single person in Toronto, I was there watching, but I just was like, I never went outside to these places, so I didn't meet anybody. So even when I'm downtown, I'm like, oh, I've seen that person before, you know? But
So were you social growing up?
yeah.
So
Like, that's my friend from grade 5.
From grade 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my friend from grade 5.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So
you guys, wow.
he told me, he's like, you got this. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry, you got this.
Yeah.
But I was always social, and I'm doing a girls program right now, and I tell the girls, I'm like, be a good person, because right now, like, if someone asks about me, they'll be like, oh, Ala, I know her. She's such a sweet girl. Like, I remember in high school, like, she was nice. That's what you want to be remembered for. You want to be remembered as, like, a good person or, like, a kind person. So I'm glad that I stayed true to myself for all these years. I'm the same girl.
And touched a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's just consistency and being who you are.
Yeah.
So
Putting
what
myself out there.
And then back to, like I said, just like a difficult time. Like you must have went through, some lows. Trying to build what you're building.
I've definitely had a few, you know, but I don't think I have enough money to, you know, talk about it right now. So I'm just gonna hug my corner.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna hug my corner.
With that being said, money
Yeah.
and resources and stuff, right? Do you feel like you have access and the support from people in position and, other parties? Do you feel like you get you feel like you get the support you deserve right now? because you're doing something major. I personally think you deserve everything.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I really do.
You're so sweet.
That's why we're here. Like, this is this is a different style for me as well.
Yeah.
And obviously on Players Play we do certain type of content, but these type of things are important to me too. Like having conversations with people that are doing dope things.
No, I'm glad, because I never would have thought that this would be my reality. And I think as of recently, more people are kind of tapping in or tuning in because the work speaks for itself. In terms of support, I'm more into like community over competition. And I don't know how other people feel about that. So I'm still just waiting, because I am a newer organization. So I'm just going to like wait and see what happens. For the support, like, I don't know, I got God supporting me right now. So God's the only being that could give these people the heart to even support me. So if I just stay true to myself, I feel like people are going to tap in eventually.
And your organization, how many years has it been? You said
It's been 3 years. My mom's done community work for like 20 years though. So I've been in the realm. Like I started this because my mom was the one that would like sit on the bus with someone from my neighborhood that had court because their mom didn't speak English. My mom was the one that if you got spent at school, she's coming with you. So I kind of like grew up like this. So it's easier for me to do the work that I'm doing. Yeah. But she didn't really get as much as support as she should have because she was a woman and, it's still a business at the end of the day. Nonprofit is still business, So
with that being said, like the business aspect of it, how do you focus on the good part of it when there's still such a business element attached to it?
I think it's because I went to school for marketing, so I kind of understand the business. Yeah,
you went to school for marketing?
Yeah,
okay, that's interesting.
I went to school for marketing.
Okay, so do you feel like that helps
100%.
in what you're doing now?
100%, because I'm able, because I always told myself, I was like, I'm going to school for marketing. I could work for any of these big brands, any of these like shoe brands or like these big brands that we know. And I thought about it. I was like, I would rather do something more meaningful. So for God to give me this opportunity, that's why I'm marketing this so much, because I'm like, I went to school for this. Might as well put in my own work. And if these brands want to tap in with us, they can tap in, But
that's dope. And even like the hoodies and stuff, like it's all marketing inevitably.
Yeah, and it's funny because like everybody wants it.
I want one. Can I get one?
As a gallery.
All right, well, I want one for real. They're actually super. I like them. They're super cool. But okay, and then just like with doing community work and stuff like that, where do you want to take it in the years to come?
I want to take it international because, like you said earlier, like I did go to Rwanda and I was able to give back there, and it was.
Yeah, let's listen. We got to get into Rwanda. Yeah, how was that? How long were you there?
A month and a half. Or a month and like a week?
That's a lengthy
Maybe
time.
a month. I don't remember. I was in Africa for a little bit.
Okay, that's a lengthy time.
Yeah.
And like, okay, what was that
About a
experience?
one-way.
You just went there.
I never
see what
went.
happens. That's
Like I went to Africa before, but like I never went to Rwanda.
Wow.
And it was so nice. Go on.
I was gonna say, like, obviously the commercials,
Yeah.
they always, make Africa look bad.
It's cap.
I know.
It's cap.
I want to hear it. You're the source to
Listen,
to what
there's a
happened, what you
Kempinski
saw.
Hotel in Kenya. I went to a resort in Mombasa one time, and it was designer. Like, instead of DR, I would rather go over there.
Yeah?
Yes, you get like a bang for your buck.
What's the plane ticket though there?
Honestly, I'm
Keep
not.
it real.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Tell the truth. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I really wanted to go, and I was like, God, give me a sign, So I went to my points to see how many points I had, and then I was like, wow, I have almost like 200,000 points.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, let me see how much a ticket to Africa is, and I got it for $150. So I went to Rwanda for tax.
Wow. Just because you had so much points?
I had so much points.
Where do you get these?
On my Amex.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Is that from like going grocery shopping? How do you collect points?
Yeah, when you just like swipe your card.
Oh, anytime?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big purchases, small purchases.
How many years do you think it took to build up all those points?
I got it recently. I only took a year.
And you went there for $100?
Yeah, $150.
Wow.
And it was lit, and I was in the airport lounge. Like,
That's it.
work on your credit. That's another thing.
That's actually sick. Okay, so
I went over there.
Yeah.
I had a friend that I went to school with. She used to go to Humber College. And I was like, hey, I want to come to Rwanda. And she's like, come through. Like, I live here. I got you. And I'm like, okay. So I pull up, and I come to her house. Why is it a mansion? And I literally am like, you're rich?
Wow.
And then she's like, I'm not rich. I'm like, girl, you're rich.
Wow.
I was like, this is
That's sick.
Wakanda. I was like, this is lit.
That's actually sick.
So
some Akon vibes.
Oh, I have-
Senegal. You see how Akon's trying to build up
Yeah.
the city? Yeah, that's
I want
sick.
to go there next.
Wow.
Akon tap in.
I want to go to Senegal too. He's building like a crazy. I want to get your take on that actually after.
yeah?
Yeah. I want to know what you
I'm
think.
down. I'm all about building back our community. But
Yeah.
Africa was amazing. I went to go check out my friend, stay with her. And then I was like, yo, take me to the market, find me a community, and I want to go like buy stuff. So we went into like the actual market, like where everybody is, sat there for hours, collected like different packages of like flour, oils, then like hygienic products. And then we went to a village and I like filled up school bags too of like school books and pencil cases and all these things.
So your goal was to give back when you were
Yeah,
there.
my goal was to give back when I was there. I just wanted, like, I'm glad that she knew people and she was able to help me because I couldn't have done it without her. I can't just come to Africa and just,
So you had a network. And
That was
was that
great.
from like school?
Humber. I went to school with her in Humber. She was a girl in my class and she was so smart. And I cultivated that relationship with her for 4 years, 3 years. So when it was time for me to go to Africa, I was like, hey, do you live in like Rwanda or Uganda? And she's like, I live in Rwanda. Come through.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I
Small,
stay
small world,
with
kind of.
I don't know. I try to like make sure I keep my connections.
No, that's dope. That's dope. And like, is there any other like people that you can remember that helped you along the way
Oh
in
my
what
God,
you're doing?
yes. So many people. And
'Cause you know how to market. You have a network based on you even going out there and
Mm-hmm.
having a friend there. But yeah, is there anybody else that you can attribute to like helping you and stuff?
I feel like a lot of people, I had some friends that would like, it's just the small things. I had a friend from Alberta that every like 2 months she would always check in with me after my brother passed away. And she would always be like congratulating me and like just checking in, like, hey, just checking in, are you doing good? Or hey, I'm so proud of you. So I think it was more of like small acts from different people in the community just messaging me and uplifting me and encouraging me. Because the only reason I'm so like confident is the amount of love that I'm receiving. Like some people, they're just confident off being confident, but I needed my community to really push me because I was not going to put myself out there. Even the video I posted last week,
That was a great video, by the way.
That
was
took-
an amazing video.
that took everything out of me. And
You
I
got a
had-
lot of love too from that video. If you look at
because
it,
it's like 3 years of me. When you meet me, I'll maybe bring it up, but people not knowing what my story is and people wanting to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have a bunch of people that follow me on Instagram that just see me outside and they're just like, oh wow, this is what you do. They're like, I didn't know. I just
so
see me
why,
making food.
why are you so enclosed?
I think growing up in like just like my culture and my community as like when I was younger, I was too scared to put myself out there. It was like the Toronto, like
I know those ones.
your desk, like,
Yeah. Toronto doesn't. It's not an open place to
No.
make you feel like you can put yourself out there. You have to be brave and confident to really
100%.
just put yourself out there and get in
100%.
front of the people.
And now I am. And everyone's like, how did you get like this? I'm like, you don't understand. Like I was so reserved for so long. Like only my friend group would get me. Like you would get that Allah energy. Other than that, when I went outside, like unless you talk to me, then I'm not gonna like be myself. But it took, and just social media, like I've been on social media. I could have put myself out there. I watched my friends get like hundreds of thousands of followers in my face. I'm just watching, but I'm like, I can't do that. But the second I was like, why can't I do that? Why can't I put myself out there? I actually am cool in real life. Like, why don't I put myself out there? That's what it took.
With putting yourself out there, obviously sometimes comes negativity.
100%.
Have you gotten any of that? And
Yeah.
how do you not let that affect you?
I think now I just don't care no more. Like, I don't know what it
You're
is.
just letting your light shine.
I just don't care. Like, what can you really do? You don't put no money in my pocket. You're broke. Like, you serve me no purpose. Like, you telling me I should do this, I should do that when you're not even helping me, I'm not going to listen,
Good point. People are just in the comments.
Everyone
or-
always wants to say something. Like, even when we first started, we were giving care packages downtown
Yeah.
to the homeless people and, like, less fortunate people. And people were like, why are you giving stuff to people downtown? Like, why aren't you giving it to people back home? But when I start giving it to, like, start feeding people in Toronto, like, oh, why aren't you feeding people back home? When I start feeding people back home, they're like, it's always something else.
They're always gonna find something to pick at.
And I'm like, I can make food. They'll be like, oh, but we wanted this.
They're always gonna have, people always have something to say. And even like in our community right now, or even Toronto, it's obviously a tough time. The economy is going through a lot.
Yeah.
What do you say to the people that have lack of funds and are getting desperate because we see crimes and a lot of things are going up. People are just actively broad day just going to malls and stealing, and people feel like they're just in a desperate time. Like,
It's hard. There's no jobs for the teenagers. Like you can't even get a job at McDonald's because.
I heard about that. I seen a Somali man talking about that. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I did see that video too.
You seen that video, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So how accurate is that? Because he said like 15 years ago he would have got a job easy.
We would have got a job. Like
yeah,
I remember,
it's true.
it was
I worked
easier.
at McDonald's.
But then again,
what jobs did you have growing
Timothy's
up?
World Coffee.
Okay, I never
Random.
heard anyone work there. Yeah. Well,
But I worked at National Sports for like most of my high school.
Okay. But yeah, back to what that guy was saying though. Like what do you think about that? What's your thoughts on what he
It's also like society has changed, so it's like, are kids gonna work at McDonald's? Because the kids I see that are in high school are wearing purple jeans and Montclair, and they're dripped out. They're wearing Christian Louboutin shoes, and I'm like, how are you guys gonna sustain this type of drip right now? Like in 10 years, Alexander McQueen is gonna stay the same.
True.
It's gonna cost probably even more. So it's like, how are you gonna sustain this life? So.
But what about the kids? It's like in our generation, they were buying Jordans too, kind of.
But we weren't buying drip like that.
We weren't buying drip.
There was the same drip out, but we wouldn't dare.
Yeah. We buy like one nice pair of shoes and we're good.
But they would be like Jordans. Right now, they're actually stepping. Like, these kids are wearing Prada shoes. I'm like, but how? That's you working at a job for a month.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we need to break down this barrier of like, I don't know what.
So is the kids' expectations too high and the jobs are just not available, or the job, like which one is it?
I think the jobs are not available and the kids' expectations are too high.
So it's just not meeting in the middle.
It's not meeting in the middle.
So then they're out there doing the most.
And then if there's not a space for them to be, like even right now, most of the boys in our program, in our Smile Society program.
I have another question for you about that too. Yeah, sorry.
They're 14 to 18 and they come to our program and I'm like, they could be doing anything else and they're choosing to come and put themselves out there. Like we're doing a barbecue and we had them like plan out something they would want to do, and they were all serious and they were really planning it out. So I'm like, they could be doing anything else, but they're choosing to do this. So
that's true. And I just wanted to ask you, like, what's the perfect age to catch these young youth before they stray too far? What would you say based on your experience now?
I've personally been connecting with youth that are like in middle school to high school.
Middle school to high school.
But I feel like even elementary school would be somewhere where the kids, because the kids are fast now.
That's what I'm saying.
Times have changed.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to connect with them after a certain age
100%.
because they have so much things going on. They see social media.
They see so much stuff.
Exactly. Even like I work with kids doing basketball coaching, and these kids know everything going on in the media. So it's like their phones, they're glued to their phones, and they're kind of a slave to their phones sometimes. So it's like, how do you connect with these kids anymore? You have to incentivize them. I know there's a lot of things you have to do to keep these kids. You got to pay to play, right?
Yeah, you have to.
So
it's funny because when I first met them, I didn't have a relationship with them, and it's kind of hard to build a relationship with high schoolers. Like that's the toughest crowd when you really think about it.
Yeah, because they think they're like grown.
They think it's so cool, and
Yeah.
So when I met some of these kids, I kind of just like let them do their thing. I didn't like bother them. I just let them have their fun, and then I would do stuff for them. Just take them to cool places and like do stuff for them. So slowly they start to like build respect for me because they're just like, oh, like she's gonna deal with me, you know?
Yeah.
And there's even like one kid I would have never thought. And this one, he has access to go probably do whatever he wants. He doesn't need to be here. He comes from a neighborhood where he can go do anything he wants, And I remember I went up to him. I said, listen, I will take you as far as I can take you. I will do as much as I can for you. I said, those people in your neighborhood, I said, they can't buy cars. They can just buy chains and they can just do things that are just surface level. I said, if you get to the stuff, if you really put yourself out there, if you start working, go to school, if you ask me for help, I will take you as far as I can take you. And literally the next day he messaged me, he's like, hey, Ala, just want to tell you that, like, I love you. And I'm like, love?
That's cute.
You love me?
So those little things.
They
really pull deep into them.
100%.
And their emotions and stuff.
Because even like just telling kids about opportunities, I'll be like, yo, guys, you want to come do this? And they'll be like, yo, yeah, I want to come. And I'll bring them with me. Like we went to House maybe like a month ago.
What's that?
House, it's the weekend, their office.
Yeah, okay.
They have like a nonprofit downtown.
Okay.
And they were doing some like pitch and the co-founder was like, hey, bring some of your youth out there. I want to show them like what it is to like put like, it's like a Shark Tank thing. So I brought,
Really?
Yeah, I brought like maybe like 6 boys. I brought like 4 in high school and then 4 that were like 3 in college. And I was like, come out here. Like, let's go look at a man with a corner office. Let's go look at like some boss stuff. Like, this is a real boss. I was like, this is what you guys think is not cool. So I brought them there and then they were just
That's
like,
so cool.
they were listening. They were just taking it all in. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want you guys to see. Like, and with me, like, I'm bringing them with me. Like, if you invite me somewhere, I'm gonna be like, hey, can I bring like 10 kids? You know?
You gotta come with everyone.
I went to Toronto FC. They wanted to highlight me. I was like, can I bring them?
That's dope.
You know? Because I'm like, I don't want to do this by myself.
Yeah.
I want to show them that, like, bring your friends, bring your entourage, like, put your friends on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that your goal to inspire people? I know that probably wasn't your initial goal,
Yeah.
right? Is it just it just comes off just naturally just in who you are, or?
I think so because, like...
do you now know you have a mission and now you are inspiring people and you're touching people?
Yeah.
Do you acknowledge that?
I acknowledge that now because I've received so many messages of people telling me that, but it, like, God made these people come and tell me how much that, like, they appreciate me and how much I'm inspiring because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, when I'm outside for 30 days, like, 30 days not being paid.
You gotta really love what you're doing.
To go to, like, where the restaurants go buy their products from, like that wholesale store, to break my back, to like put stuff in my car, to go interact with hundreds of people a day is a big deal. And sometimes I take myself in and I'm like, why am I doing this? And I'm like, because I like it. Even with basketball, like I'll see myself going to watch people's games, going to stuff, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
I seen on your Instagram, you were at like some pro-am.
Yeah.
That looked cool.
Yeah, you know what I did that pro-am? It's so funny. So I think I was doing Canada basketball. I was coaching coaching one of the teams.
Yeah.
And they were at Yonge and Dundas. And there was the pro-am starting that day. So after the game was done, I like walked over to the pro-am. Mind I tell you, I don't know anybody, you know?
There's no way you didn't know anyone.
I didn't know no
one. You look so like merged in.
Oh yeah, because guess what? I don't want to have imposter syndrome no more. I want to feel included. Whether you're going to include me or not, like, I'm coming. And I'm not going to bother you. I'm just going to hug my corner. I'm going to do my own thing. But, like, I'm not going to check in. I'm just here. You know?
Just be involved.
I just want to be involved.
I could tell that, like, you're not letting nothing stop you.
No.
Like, so that's the goal for this year.
That's the goal, kind of like, because you know what? If you give someone the opportunity to say no, they're going to say no. You know?
It's true.
Why am I going to give anyone the opportunity to say no to me? I can do it myself.
That's true.
You know? And if my community wants to help me, they're going to come along with me.
That's true.
Like the pro-am, I walked over, I saw it, and I was like, okay, I'll come back next time. Came back next time, I took it in, I was like, I'll take a video. I was like, I'm good at taking videos. Went to school for marketing, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna make the best of it.
I'm gonna make the best of it. So I started going there and meeting one of the guys that like runs it. Ended up coming back again, meeting some of the players, start following them on Instagram.
And are they like tapped in now?
I think now, after following me for a year, maybe they understand more of what I do because I followed them and then went straight to Africa. Okay. So it's probably like, oh,
you went ghost on them.
They don't even know what I'm doing. Like, she's an Africa girl, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They don't know you're even out here in the community.
But now, like, I went to Brody League last week, and two of the boys on my Instagram, literally, they're like, yo, that video you posted was dope.
It actually was. I seen it.
He's like, that was dope.
That dunk? Whoo, that wind up? Nah, that looked crazy. I was like, you look tapped in. So what about the boys in your youth? Would you tell them to play Brody and stuff? Are you trying to get them or do you have to be like 18 or something?
I think that's an older one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I know like older guys that play in it.
Okay.
I probably want to just like do our own basketball stuff. We had a tournament in December and we had at TMU. Okay. So I brought most like the East African, Somali boys that play like college ball right now and used to play, and we had like a sick tournament and they had a great time.
Yeah?
And yeah, it was a vibe.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So okay.
I want to run it back.
You got to run that back.
I want to run it back.
I'll come too.
Okay, for sure.
If I get an invite.
No, what? You're invited to everything.
Say no more.
Everything. We're having a barbecue on June 7th. It's for National Gun Violence Awareness Day.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I'll definitely try to come through. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, do you think there's a stigma when it comes to Somali men in Toronto?
Yes. And that's why I'm pushing like so much positivity within our community because we are viewed as like violent and...
Why do you think that is?
Because there's a lot of killing and there's a lot of like death surrounding our community. We've went through a lot of like traumatic events and we are first generation. We came from like a country that was affected by war. So to come here and we're still struggling a little bit, it's like we need to like put ourselves out there and change the narrative. you know, because even when I'm doing charity for people that passed away from gun violence, we're doing it for people that like, basically what I'm trying to say, like, we're low-key breaking the barriers because there's someone from this neighborhood and this neighborhood and this neighborhood that passed away, but everyone's posting about it, you know? So you could have your op neighborhood post the same smile for this brother, and it's like we're doing good, so it's kind of like we're forcing everyone to like give back and come together. So I don't know how much that's gonna benefit our community, but right now it seems like we're doing a good job because everyone's so involved in it, and we all know this is for a good cause, and we haven't had an opportunity to do stuff like this. We're just always hearing about a death or someone passing away, and we're all affected by it. So even now, I have all the boys are just so shocked of what we're doing because they're like, we could pass away, and this girl and this organization are going to do charity for us. So now they want to support because they're just like, it could have been us, you know, because this is for everyone.
And even with like so many people passing away, what do you think about like life insurance and stuff like that, benefits like that? Do you believe in that?
Well, I'm Muslim, so we don't believe in life insurance.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we don't do life insurance. It's more of like what you're gonna leave behind. Like I said earlier, you know, like you leave behind your good deeds. You know.
Oh yeah, you said the three things.
Yeah, the three things.
What were those three things again?
When you pass away, you're left with charity, ongoing knowledge, and a child that prays for you.
What's that third one look like?
So that's having a righteous child, you know,
like
giving offspring and having a kid that's going to continue doing charity for you, who's going to learn the Quran for you, who's going to be like an amazing human being on this world, you know? Imagine you leaving that type of offspring. That's going to reward you in the hereafter, right? So I think it's just trying to be the best person you could be, because right now I'm not saying like I'm ready to die, but I feel like I'm working on being a better person so that when that happens, I'm going to have a community that does charity for me. When I look at it now, like if someone were to pass away in our feeding and fasting program, I feel like everyone would come because we all did something together. We all built a connection together, you know? People are meeting people they would never meet, because where can we meet people in Toronto?
That's true. There's no real like hub.
There's nowhere
where
to
you
like,
can, yeah, it's not
and
really
it not
cool.
be weird.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it has to be still cool and like
So now
accepting.
it's like we meet someone at Feeding and Fasting, and now when you see each other at Sherway or Yorkdale, you can
like,
say what
hey,
up. It's not
hey.
like the Toronto mental health where everyone's just walking by each other. We went to school with each other, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone needs to like be nice. You don't need to be a guy for someone to say hi to you, you know? Like me, I'll walk into a room and maybe some people don't know who I am, and then someone will be like, oh, that's Alan. They'll be like, oh my God, I heard so many great things about you. But I've been sitting there and like I've been talking to you, but someone else had to tell you that I was an interesting person. You know?
So being Somali and going into these corporate rooms, what does that look like? Because I know you're starting to rub shoulders with more government people and people that can actually change things and make a difference. I even seen Olivia
Chow.
Yes, I think I've seen a video of that.
Yes, we did. She did come to one of our events. Some people don't know that I'm Somali. Maybe some people know that we do support Somali people, but I feel like our organization, I'm more just trying to help like marginalized and like everybody. I'm not sticking to Somali people, you know?
Is that important for you to?
It's important for me because at the end of the day, when someone loses somebody, our neighbors are a Jamaican, our neighbors are someone that's Trini, like these are our peers. So we need to work together. We're not supposed to just be segregated. Like we're affected by the same things. So we had a mother's retreat last year and this year. The first year we brought all Somali moms, and this year I brought like a mom from Jamaica, a mom from Sudan, just because we all live in the same places, we're all going through the same things, we can all grieve together and learn how to like support each other as one, you know?
Yeah, so it's kind of like all together.
Yeah, but I know that they do have this perception of Somali people, but we're breaking that barrier, you know? I grew up under the same circumstances, so they can see that it's not all like that, you know?
Yeah. And what would make you happy, like right now? What's something that would make you happy? Maybe a dollar amount, or maybe reaching a certain amount of people. What would make you happy right now? Because I know you feel fulfilled. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So what more do you feel like you're looking for in the future to really break the barrier and pull more people together for your movement?
I think like eventually have spaces in different countries. Like I know we have a lot of Somali people in Minnesota. I know we have a lot of Muslim people in like London. So I feel with the Feed the Fasting project, I would want to go to like Philly or just go to places where people have lost people and that want to give back, because this is something that everybody would want to do.
Yeah.
It's just we don't have the opportunity to like go to these places. But I think just having a space, different spaces, and being able to like go international. I want to be able to give on like a higher scale. I want to be like those organizations that can collect like 20 people and we go back to a village and we all give back.
Like UNICEF or something?
Yeah, like why can't we do that?
Yeah.
I
No,
want to
you
do
can.
that.
You can, of course.
Like,
and you're already doing
imagine,
it.
yeah.
And obviously this community, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be able to do it. I think so.
I think that'd be cool.
I think so. But talk to me about obviously just like, losing your brother, of course. I know that probably was traumatic and traumatizing. And
Yeah.
what was that like? Like, how did you, draw positivity from that? That's kind of a negative thing, of course.
It's a little
How
bit
do you
of
look at that?
shock, I would say, because no one expects that their younger sibling's gonna pass away before them. And it being from gun violence, it's like he was so innocent and didn't really know too much about that life. So it's kind of like so sad that that's the way that he passed away. So I think it was more of a shock. And because I'm such a happy person, I know I wasn't gonna like stay down for a long time, But I just needed time. Like I moved out the city. I went to Hamilton for a whole year just to clear my mind, Because I was like, I need to focus on myself. And I can't even think about how I handled it.
Yeah, what did you do to cope?
Like, even when I heard about it, it wasn't like someone came to us and told us our brother passed away. No one came and knocked on my door and told me my brother passed away. I went on the news in the morning and I see CP24 and I see a white BMW shot. So I go into my brother's room and he's not there. He has a white BMW. I call his phone, he doesn't pick up. So being from Toronto, if you see on TV that someone in your house is same brand of their car got shot, you're already on high alert, So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go outside. I looked at where it was, Mississauga. I said, let me go there and find out myself. So at this point, I don't know.
You didn't even know?
No, I just was like, I gotta go outside,
Wow.
So I just go outside, go to the spot, pull up in front of it, and I'm like, is it a 4-door or 2-door? Is it this person's name? They're not telling me what it is. After a while, they come to me, like after like 30 minutes, and they're just like, yeah. There's already like news on there. I look at my phone, some girl from high school messages me talking about, I'm so sorry. I go on CP24, I see my car license plate. I see distraught sister. I sold my car like a week later. Because I'm like, why is
already publicized
Yeah,
your
I was
whole
already
car.
on. My license plate was on CP24, my car, I don't know who killed my brother. I'm already from Toronto, I'm on high alert. I don't wanna risk anything,
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, and that's the reality for a lot of people. That's the thing. It's not just my story. This is hundreds of other people's story, So I thought about it. I said, what can I do? He helped build a school in Somalia, and I saw the community $100,000 in 3 days. So the day that we buried him, this little boy had $120,000 in his charity account.
Wow. That's amazing.
So that pushed me. I thought about it. I said, I could
And it
either
was
stay
right
at
there.
home. Yeah, I could stay at home. My mom made us do like an event like a week later at like the mosque, like bring the community together, and I literally had to do it because my mom's a community girl, and I'm like, I have to do it.
How did you feel about that though?
I didn't know what to do. I made my friend come help. I made people come help, but I knew that this is
real.
This is real, and I'm not gonna put my mom on the news, so I'm gonna do it the way she wants to do it. So I think a little bit of that, taking time to myself, and then people giving me grace. People left me alone, gave me time to like heal and grieve. And I kind of just like stayed away from any bad stuff. Like anyone that was on some stuff I didn't want to be on no more, like I don't want to hear it. Anyone's talking about drama, my brother just died. I don't care about what you're talking about, respectfully. I have other things I need to deal with right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it was. And then even when it comes to like helping out the boys, I see it as like, my brother was the same kid that would take the bus to Jurassic Park to go watch the game outside, Oh, wow. So when I can take these kids to the basketball game and for the first time ever, that's...
You remember that?
Yeah, that's what I remember,
Yeah.
So I think more of just like trying to do all the things that I could have done for him now that I have the opportunity to do it. And I can do it for so many other people.
Wow. And no, that's touching. And just in terms of, I guess, yeah, just, the programs and stuff, how long did it take, like once you lost your brother, how long did it take to say, you know what, I'm going to start this organization?
I would say we thought of the name pretty fast, and then I think within like a few months, we went downtown and we did it like give back. Like we made like sandwiches and all these things, and I have like pictures on my phone, and people were coming, like 50 people came, so like maybe like 20 of his friends, some friends and family, like people were coming. So I think we did that a 1-2 time, and then I got introduced to other small organizations in Toronto. So then there was like an opportunity to do like a jacket give back. So I went and tapped in with like 5 different organizations. And then when I was in there, I was in then. I was like, oh, this is what people are doing, you know? And then I would slowly just try to tap into small things. And then I think just like doing retreats, that's how we started. Because even when we started it, I was like, we need to do a retreat for the mothers, because how are they going to trust us with their sons if we haven't like done anything before? So we did a retreat with moms from all over Toronto. We brought them acupuncture, massages, like a therapist out there. So it was like building connections to be able to do this work.
So it just kind of organically
Yeah.
slowly came together.
Yeah, and then this year we started the Smile Society because someone I knew was like, yo, you need some funding. Like, I'm going to help you out with some funding, and you need to start like, because everyone's like, oh, do something for us. And I'm like, like when I have the capacity, I'll help you guys, So he gave us some funding, and that's how we started Smile Society, and it's been lit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So if not this, what would you be doing? Because I know you play ball.
Marketing. I'm not a big ball player. Like I sprained my ankle. I was trying.
So you never played? You never played? I thought you played in like high school or something.
I played in high school.
Okay.
But then high
How much
school
you
was
average?
done.
How much you average?
I was on the bench. I didn't even do too much.
Okay.
I'm not even at a cap.
Okay,
I didn't have the confidence.
Yeah.
But now I'm ready to play.
Okay.
Now I'm ready to play.
That's what's up. Okay. So yeah, you said marketing maybe.
Marketing. Yeah, and it took me a while to even go to school. Like I didn't go back to school till I was 26. Till then, I was like kind of like doing small things. I did sociology for like a year. I was studying in Alberta.
Yeah.
It took a while for me to pick what I wanted, and what I did was like top 10 degrees in the next 10 years. And it was like obviously doctor, lawyer, this, and then it said like marketing. And I was like,
marketing was on the list?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can do that. I said, that's like 10 jobs. You can work anywhere.
Yeah.
So
what's the skill set to be good at marketing?
My professor always told us to pull on the heartstrings of the consumer. I don't know.
So a story.
Yeah. So
And
that's
you
why I
have
tell
one.
myself like I'm a digital storyteller, because I like taking videos.
It's on your Instagram, right?
Yeah, and I
I've
like
seen that.
telling like I'll try to tell a story, but I feel like you could show a story by visuals, and I'm not someone that like is always putting the camera in people's faces. I would rather like watch your hands doing something, or watch someone like work on something. So yeah.
Okay. So storytelling and
But where would I be working? I don't know. Like, I think I always want to go back and, like, get my master's, maybe international, something international. That's why right now I'm doing a program at NYU for global sports management. And I really just did that just because I'm like, I want to leave Toronto and I want to see outside of the world, and I love sports. So let me see where this takes me,
Okay. That's what's up. And then so in the next 10 years, where do you see yourself, I guess? That's my question.
I want to see myself with a family.
And that's the third, pray for your offspring.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to do that, and I want to be able to have Smile for Sache like functioning.
Without you?
Maybe without me, yeah.
So
I want
automated.
I want the community. I want this to be like for the community. I want some like the younger kids to come in and take it over. That's the goal, for this to keep on going. Because even when I think about like the fasting project, that's something that's going to go on even when I'm gone.
Yeah.
It's above me.
Yeah.
So I think just that, and just being healthy.
Okay.
Being healthy.
And what does that look like health wise? You do meal preps and all that?
No, I don't do meal preps yet. I feel like when you're like in the early stages of entrepreneurship or like building
Forget
stuff
your
up,
food.
It's like I don't got time for a lot of stuff. Like I'm trying to eat,
I
but
feel you on that.
maybe
Feel you on
someone
that.
can make my food later. That's
I
the
feel you
goal.
on that. I feel you. So you're just driven. You just got your head and your focus.
Straight.
No, I feel you. I'm on the same. I feel the same way. Honestly, yeah. I'm just focused right now.
I love that.
Yeah, you just gotta keep going.
That's why I wanted to.
You don't know
like,
what's gonna come from it, right?
so many people ask me to be on a podcast. You asked me after 90% of these people and
Overall?
got it done first.
I'm flattered.
You know,
flattered. I am
that's what
flattered.
consistency is. That's what being real is. Like you kept it real.
No,
And
for
I'm like,
real.
that's why I wanted to go on this podcast. I'm like, I feel safe. I feel like this is like a comfortable place for me to actually tell my story.
I hope
No,
so.
100%.
I hope so. And is there anything you would want to, what would you say to a young person that's growing up in the city that wants to find themselves, that's maybe lost right now? Because I used to be lost at one point. We all kind of were,
Same.
right?
Same. I'm still finding myself right now.
Same. And that's sometimes people, they think you have it all figured out, but we're all just trying something.
I tell you, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I'm literally every day learning, you know?
It's the marketing.
But you know what I really want to tell kids? I want to tell them that don't be scared to put yourself out there. The most embarrassing thing that can happen is that you posted it. That you put yourself out there. But that's the worst thing that can happen. Like, nothing else is going to happen. Someone's going to send it to a group chat. Who cares? They're desks. Like, why are you sending my stuff? Like, you know, like, rather support us. And then it's funny because you could be so scared to put yourself out there. And the same people you were scared of are the ones that are
Already.
I don't want to say it, but you know?
If they know, they know.
Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
why,
true.
like, don't be afraid. And it's like, just do it. Like, if I told myself, I could have told the story that I told the other day 3 years ago, but I wasn't ready. So take your time and put yourself out there when it's time, you know?
Fair enough. And I just want to say, I appreciate you being on the podcast and, me being the first person to interview.
Thank you.
I'm learning myself, like, doing more one-on-one stuff. So this was really nice for me and just, like, getting, like, more background into your story.
Like, make me blush.
No, for real. It's honestly, it's rewarding. And, like, I just want to continue to see where you're headed and I'm supporting you.
Thank you so much.
All the
No,
way.
I appreciate it because this is it's definitely hard for me, but I
make
knew
it
that
easy, though.
I had to put myself out there. So I can't be given advice I'm not taking. So thank you for creating this space. I wish you like the best of luck.
Likewise.
I know that you're gonna do great things just because your
Thank you.
energy is different. You're not
Thank you.
you're good. You're good. You're good.
No, thank you. But yeah, players, you guys know what to do. Subscribe, like, and tap into, what Allah got going on and smile for Sache. I love the hoodies. I'm going to get me one. Get you one as well. Are they available online and stuff?
We're trying to do drop shipping, but we're just like a small organization trying to grow.
You guys know what to do. We gotta spread the word. We
Yeah.
gotta get the attention on you. And let's get you out there. Let's blow it up.
I hope so. I'm
All right.
excited.
All right.
Thank you.